You read it any decade and it feels contemporary. When I read it in 1990, I thought it was written in 1990. The difference is when you make a movie, you have all the images and everything that really give it a sense of time. Hey,
Hi,
Jana, how are
Kelly.
you?
I'm doing fine, and you?
Good.
Thank you so
Good.
much for your time. A pleasure to meet
Oh,
you. But
absolutely. You too.
yeah, next time, I don't think you should wait too much time to make the next movie. I love Edge of 17, and
Oh,
now,
thank you.
yeah, so don't take like 7 years to do another one.
Okay.
I know sometimes it's difficult, but I
Yeah.
I appreciate your work.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, so let's talk about Are You There, God? It's me, Margaret. I know the book is very timeless. It's amazing. But what got your attention, really got your attention to write the script and adapt to the from the book to the big screen?
Um, so I reread this book as an adult. First of all, I read it when I was 11 and I just was in love with it and in love with Judy Blume and then had to read everything Judy Blume wrote because I felt like she was writing with such honesty. Um, and at that age, it felt kind of radical, particularly in the, late 80s, early 90s when I was reading her books. It just felt like nobody was telling the truth the way that she was. Um, so I revisited her books as an adult, and when I got to this one, I got to the last page, and I just like bawled. It just made me cry. It was so moving. I think, in particular, Margaret's spiritual journey. I found that to be really touching, and I also found just the journey through puberty to be so. Deeply honest, and that I actually hadn't seen a movie that dealt with these issues in such a specific head-on way. So those are the two things that made me really want to make the film.
No, it's amazing. I love it. And I think it's amazing. What was like your biggest challenge to adapt? And then what was the element, because there's a lot of elements that you said to yourself, like this, I need to put on the movie. I cannot miss that.
Yes, yeah. Um, gosh, the biggest challenge was really trying to convey the timelessness that the book has. I mean, one of the magic tricks of the book is that you read it any decade and it feels contemporary. When I read it in 1990, I thought it was written in 1990. The difference is when you make a movie, you have all the images and everything that really give it a sense of time and place. Um, and I wanted to make sure that everybody that came of age in every decade could still relate to it and didn't feel like, oh, that was somebody else's coming of age experience. Because that's what the book succeeds at making it feel like it's for every girl, every decade. Um, so a lot of it was figuring out how to create a visual palette that felt universally nostalgic. So anybody, any age could feel like, oh, that's my childhood. Like that's how I felt. So it was a lot of work with the production designer and the costume designer to do that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I want to say to you, it's beautiful. And to find the perfect Margaret, how
Mhm.
was like this process of casting Abby and she's amazing.
She's amazing. She's so good. She's such a great actress. So it was really just like seeing everybody in the world, just where you see hundreds of girls. And it was just no, 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 no until she walked in the door, and then it was a resounding yes. You just knew instantly that that was her. She has such a sort of beautiful vulnerability, and also she's funny. She's very she makes me laugh just with like a tiny thing she does with her eyes. I just feel her and laugh, and I root for her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Also, like you have Rachel McAdams. What
Mhm.
was about her previous work that made you pick her to play the mom?
um she has such a such a rare ability to slide between drama and comedy and never fall off the edge of the sort of like tonal barriers. She makes me laugh as much as she makes me cry and she makes me hurt, and that felt important for the role and also for the movie. I mean, that it's very much the tone of the movie. And I think she's such a beautifully honest actress, and she makes me feel so much without saying a word. I mean, again, just an expression that just like, oh my gosh, just pierces my heart and shatters me. She's just incredibly gifted. I'm so lucky that she said yes.
Yeah, she does. Her character, I can relate a little bit because when my son started elementary, I kind of was the weird one in the room.
Yes.
So I was like, oh my God. Okay. Anyway, but everything is fine. All good. Everything was good. Is there
Me
any?
too. Yeah.
Is there any scene or any moment like that you can relate more to, that you can relate to your childhood or even in your motherhood?
Yeah, well, definitely with Rachel McAdams' character, a lot of her I wrote based on my own experiences. Like there was a little bit written about Barbara in the book, but I expanded her for the film a lot. And really most of it came from my own challenges with motherhood and somehow trying to balance my love of my work and my career and also, spending enough time doing mom things, that's been a balance I have always had a problem striking. I'm not the person that volunteers a bunch at the school, but I feel wildly guilty that I don't, and when I do, I feel a lot like Barbara does. I feel, like I feel the tedium of it. And for a long time, it made me question whether that meant that I was like not a good mom, and I think that's a lot of what she's questioning, and she's trying really hard to do this most important job in the world as well as she can.
Yeah, that was one of my questions, that the book, the mother doesn't appear that much, and in the movie you see more her story, like you see more of her. So that's amazing, like the way that you did. And also I need to point it out, Kate Fakes. Oh my gosh, she's amazing.
She's so funny. Yeah.
She's so funny. And then what was about her that made you pick her?
First of all, she's legendary. She's the best in the world. I just felt like I could see her hitting all those marks where she gives you the sense of this grandma that's just larger than life. She's really like a fairy godmother. We also have been calling her a glamma because she's so glamorous and and fun and the life of the party. And I felt that she could nail all the comedy, but also all the heart, and I think she's just spectacular.
Yes, she is. And before we go, do you have any projects that you're already working on? Are you gonna take 7 years to deliver another amazing movie to us? Anything that you can talk about?
Oh gosh, I hope it's not another 7 years. But yeah, this one was between COVID and all sorts of other stuff. It took a while. But right now I'm debating a couple different things. But we're also in the middle of the writer's strike and stuff like that. So I'm out striking with my fellow writers, and hopefully that gets resolved soon and we can all get back to work.
Exactly. I think they reach an agreement soon. Kelly, I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to meet you, and a lot of success always. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. Thanks.
Bye-bye. Thank you. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.